I'm Gavin Booth, I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Infinity Academies Trust. I think really effective academy trusts add value to their schools. They're there to make a difference and to make life easier for everyone. We work tirelessly in our trust, and I know our colleagues do in other trusts, to make the job of working in education and teaching as slightly easier as possible. It's a really pressured job, and our workload is really around how do we make life more manageable for those people on the front line. So within our trust, we're constantly looking at ways of sharing workload, sharing resources, sharing ideas, jointly solving problems in a way that makes everyone's job a little bit more manageable. Our number of schools of all shapes and sizes enables us to make sure that somebody, a colleague somewhere, has probably experienced a similar problem who can then share that. We work not just on the quality of education by having advisors supporting with that, but also looking at how we can find financial efficiencies and also supporting with operations and estates and premises. So for us, we are looking at how we can lighten the load of already very busy schools. Our focus really is around trying to make sure that we are leaving those people who work directly with children as much time as possible to focus on teaching and learning and meeting the needs of our various diverse communities, and ensuring that we've got experts at the centre of our team supporting people and taking workload off them where we can. So some of the examples we've done are, we've looked at elements of where we can share curriculum ideas, where we can take some of those processes and systems and manage them. So for example, about admissions and attendance, and work those things from the centre to enable our head teachers and teachers to focus on the quality of their curriculum, of meeting the needs of children. We invest in our employee support network, so we're able to make sure that our employees can access counselling and support whenever they need it, be that for work-related things or home, so that we're supporting them to thrive as best they can, so that then they can in turn support our children. We're really focused on how we can share intelligence, so that where we've got a great idea happening in one school or a really fantastic resource, we can then share that across by bringing our staff together in networks and focused CPD events that ensure that no one is doing it alone. We recognise that education is very much a team game, and if we're not careful, schools and individuals, particularly head teachers, can feel isolated. So our focus is on how do we bring people together to share that common goal of raising standards and aspirations for our children in the most effective way possible. We are constantly looking at how we support that leadership capacity. So many trusts, including ours, has a central team of experts who make sure that head teachers aren't going through that school improvement journey alone, that they are having somebody with them at every stage, whether that's planning their school development plan, whether that's evaluating and monitoring the outcomes of their curriculum, or whether it's reflecting and analysing on pupil outcomes and looking at where we go next. At every stage of the journey, when you're part of a trust family, there is someone to walk alongside you. And for me, really effective trusts perform three real key functions. One is to stand in front of our schools when times are difficult and to protect the staff and the people that work there. One is to stand alongside them and celebrate their successes and continue that encouragement as they work. And another sometimes is to stand behind and provide that level of challenge that says we can reach even higher goals when we work together. We're really keen to make sure that our schools and our trusts is an attractive place to work, and part of that is by bringing them together and creating a community where people feel well supported in everything that they do.
My first day, I was like very nervous because I thought like nobody's gonna want to play with me. I'm just new. And then two girls just came up to me and said, "Do you want to play with me? Do you want to play with me?" And then my first week on Friday, I got a certificate.
PGL. Can you sleep in PGL in 2 days?
When I got to spend my dojos on having lunchtime with Miss Curtis and a few other children, and the best part was when we were eating lunch and the music started playing.
I liked my trip to Fairy Meadows because I got to use a net to try and catch different creatures from a lake. My favourite part was when we went on the trip to the library and the pumpkin patch. Because on the library we got to make a bookworm, and when we were at the pumpkin patch we saw like a lake
It's important that we belong to a bigger family because then we can show our love and our school values.
So following on from what Amanda said, we can also meet new children and show our light and love to them. If you are alone and you don't have friends, and you have a lot of people to ask to be your friend and play games with them and be a friendship.
The reason why you should send your child to this school is because every single teacher you talk to will make your day, and in Shine Time it will make your day even brighter.
So why you should send your child here is because we're such a loved family, a big family, and we're such a huge community, and we'll always care about each other. The children care about each other, so do the teachers.
I'm Fiona Booth, the head teacher of St Nicholas Church of England Primary Academy in Boston, and we joined a multi-academy trust as a sponsored academy following years of darkness in our community for our school. It had been very much forgotten as part of the local authority. Children, families were being systematically failed in an educational sense, and there was a deep sadness across our community. So when the academy order was served, it was actually a really positive thing to have happened in our book that is our journey, because it meant that finally we could find somewhere that we belong. Finally we could find a home, finally we could find somewhere that would help us fulfil our potential. And so we became part of Infinity Academies Trust, and our identity grew from there. We adopted our values, which are the same as the trust values, and we really became part of what it describes as the whole body. We were working well, therefore the whole body was working well. It was a real journey of discovering light. We wanted to bring our very diverse community together under one remit, and that was to find your inner light and let it shine. And Infinity's support, being part of a bigger family, is what's made the difference for us, not least for families but also for colleagues. Colleagues have finally been able to shrug off some of that legacy feeling of inadequacy, because although a grading might say one thing, it doesn't mean everything has got that same label. And so we've developed subject specialists as a result of being part of a trust. We've improved outcomes, we've increased opportunities for cultural experiences to narrow that gap. We've joined people together from not just across our trust but across the world, but being part of the trust is what's facilitated that. We've reduced costs. During COVID, the work of a head teacher became so much less lonely because we were part of a bigger family of support, of counsel, of guidance, of wisdom, and it really meant that we could set down our roots and grow our own identity as part of a bigger family. Nothing standardised about that. We were able to flourish as a unique school in our own right, and that's how our vision Let Your Light Shine was born, because of the support from those wider colleagues who brought school improvement, who brought quality assurance, who brought moderation, who brought opportunities for unsung heroes to find an opportunity to let their light shine so that other people could benefit. And so the impact of having joined a MAT for us, regardless of the reasons why we had to, is that it's broadened horizons. It's meant that we can really live out that foundational value of living a life of fullness. So many opportunities are open to us, whether that's sporting events or charity events or fun fairs, that now are things we can do. Going to the beach because we're part of a bigger family. Costs are reduced, workload is reduced, enjoyment in our job has increased because we share the load. We're never alone. We don't work in isolation here because of the way our trust leads us. And I think in that sense the difference it's made has been immeasurable.